Well, everybody, Ken Johnson here with you. And I'm actually in my home little office here tonight, and I'm recording some videos here for social media to talk about the cold weather that's moving in across a good part of the country and the impending winter storm along the Gulf Coast. That's right. Still looking at South Texas. Along the Gulf Coast, places like Houston, Austin, San Antonio, those areas, looking at the chances for ice and snow with this as we get into Monday and Monday night. And then that shifts eastward over into southern and central Louisiana, southern and central Mississippi, and then over there into the southeastern part of the country. So without further ado, let's talk a little bit about what's going on here tonight. And if we take a look at temperatures, we're starting off down here along the Gulf Coast. And along the Gulf Coast, temperatures still not that cold yet. The Arctic front has not quite made it that far to the south. But then you got up to the north here, and you're really seeing those temperatures drop now into the Dallas-Fort Worth area, down into central Texas. Then you get back into North Texas and Oklahoma, low to mid 20s. And the wind, believe me, folks, the wind's blowing out there, and it makes it feel a whole lot colder than that. In fact, and again, this recording is as of around 9 o'clock, and we can take a look at those wind chill numbers out there running in the teens and single digits. I was in my hot tub earlier, and let me tell you, it is not fun being in a hot tub when it's wind chills running in the single digits and teens. It's just not. So, yeah, I don't really like that too much. So, but we'll continue to see these temperatures, this cold air, continue to drop southward tonight and into tomorrow and into Monday here. And then finally by Monday night and Tuesday, these are going to drop quickly down to the south here. So the mild readings, like you see down here in the New Orleans, Louisiana area, central Mississippi, relatively mild, those will be replaced by the Arctic air up to the north. And you can also look even further north. And these are temperatures. These are not real fills here. These are temperatures. And you can see those single digits and teens. And this extends all the way back into the northern plains states. Look at these areas up here into Canada. And that's the cold air we've been talking about all week. There you go. That's minus 20 to minus 25 in those areas, northern parts of North Dakota, minus 16 or so, and even into Minnesota, really, really cold tonight. And now that's dropping to the south, but that kind of cold air isn't going to make it all the way down into the central and southern United States. But that's just kind of where it's coming from. So certainly is some very cold air to say the least. Now, as far as any chances for snow here, I really don't see any as far as snow chances, at least if there are going to be any snow chances, they won't be very big, at least across a good part of North Texas and southern Oklahoma. But again, things are going to be different down to the south. Now, this is the HRRR computer model, and this is only going to go out for 48 hours. So this doesn't take us into the winter storm. But if you take a look here, and we're going to put this into motion for you. This is the evening run here with the 0Z, or the run from about 6 o'clock tonight. You look across the country, just not a whole lot going on here. And then as we get into, and this is going to be on Monday here, you can see this little area of snow dropping in from the north here. That's the piece of energy, and it's dropping in across the Rocky Mountains and across the Central Plains states. That does bring some snow to Kansas and parts of Oklahoma. Now, that's going to die out before it gets down our way, but this is what's going to help generate this storm down to the south. And you can see precipitation breaks out by the end of the period, which would be 48 hours. That would be this would be for Monday evening. I do think that the HRRR computer model may not be cold enough, because I think that this could be ice and snow already down here into central and south Texas. If we take a look at some more computer models, this would be the afternoon run of the NAM model. The NAM model actually isn't that bad. Sometimes it can do well, and it looks like it does break out that snow there. Look at that snow breaking out into central Texas, maybe even some light snow into Dallas. But you're seeing the ice down there, mostly a lot of sleet with this down into central and south Texas and into the Houston area. And then you can see the NAM model has a mostly freezing rain and sleet across southern Louisiana, with heavy snow just north of there, just north of Baton Rouge into Natchez, Mississippi, Alexandria, Mississippi, maybe up to the Jackson area, Macomb, Mississippi. And we see that purple, that's the heavier snow. And what you need to get an accumulating snow with, number one, it has to be heavy enough to stick, and then it has to last for a long time. And the computer models here are suggesting, and then our storm center would probably be just south of New Orleans here about this time, and this would be about 78 hours from now. This suggests a prolonged period of heavy snow across southern Mississippi. And let me tell you, folks, it could be a record setting snow for some of those areas. I'm from Mississippi, and we've had some snow before, but I don't know that we've seen big snow like this. Now, the storm goes to the east, and according to the NAM model, pretty big ice storm down there. That's freezing rain down into the Florida Panhandle and the northern Florida Peninsula and the southern Georgia, with snow north of that, maybe into parts of maybe central Alabama, some accumulating snow from there. If we take a look at the GFS run, this is the afternoon run as well. This is from Saturday afternoon. There comes our piece of energy, and then there's your snow develop. It has more snow developing down to the south, and then it brings more snow across the southern parts of Louisiana, central Louisiana, and mostly south of Interstate 20 in Mississippi there. I do think there could be accumulating snow all the way up to Interstate 20, perhaps maybe up to the Jackson area, but it looks like the heaviest snow will be south of Jackson. And the GFS does not have as much ice, but I think that's probably not going to be correct. I think there'll be freezing rain and sleet there into the Florida panhandle there, and Florida parts of the Florida peninsula even, as well, as this cold air just continues to drop down to the south. So that's a look at some of the computer models. Now let's talk about how much might accumulate here. So I'm going to bring in a different source of weather information for that here. Give me a second while I try to pull that up. So I'm going to bring in, this is going to be the European computer model. We didn't show you that one, but I'm going to bring in the European here. So give me a second to screen share with that one. And all right, there we go. All right, so let's take a look at this. And again, this is kind of the starting point on this is this evening here. So if we take this out, and we're going to go out, this would be Monday around noon. And you can see very cold air dropping through a good part of Oklahoma and into Texas. And then you got that little disturbance with some snow, mostly north. But then you get that snow breaking out there as you head into Tuesday morning. And look at that snow. And again, accumulating snow from the European computer model. Look at that heavy snow all the way down to New Orleans. And that's crazy. I mean, I know New Orleans has seen snow before, but that would be a lot of snow. So let's kind of take a look at how much Mike would accumulate from that if it were to make it into the New Orleans area. I need to log into my account here. Give me just a second, folks. Well, I don't guess yeah, there we go. I'm going to log in real fast. All right. So now let's go back down there and take a look at it here. So this again, this is the European and the European run. And let's take a look at how much snow. And this is these amounts sometimes can be too heavy. You have to take it kind of with a grain of salt here. So if we take a look here, there comes our snow coming in from the north, and then there's your snow from the European computer model. Look at that, all the way even south of New Orleans. Look at 6 to 7 inches being forecasted by the computer model. Again, that's probably a little bit overdone, but certainly is not out of the question that some parts of South Mississippi and maybe central and southern Louisiana could pick up plus 6 inches of snow from this system here. That's from the European. This is from the afternoon run of the GFS, and just trying to show you these various computer model runs. And it keeps it, keeps a heavy snow there into Lake Charles and into Lafayette and into Baton Rouge. Man, that's crazy. And then here's the NAM model. This will be tonight's run of the NAM model. Actually, I can look at it from here. And this is showing snowfall amounts. Now it's going to show, it shows most of the snowfall, and it shows some pretty heavy snowfall there across southern Mississippi. And, and I believe, just based upon the weather information I'm looking at, along and south of Interstate 20 in Mississippi over to northern Louisiana, there'll be at least some accumulating snow. But if you get down there to the south, I'm talking about north of Interstate 10, there could be some significant snowfall accumulations. Places like Alexandria, Louisiana, Baton Rouge could see a significant accumulation. Could see significant accumulations in Macomb, Natchez, Mississippi. I'm talking about 6 inches of snow or more. Certainly is possible. So it is certainly something to kind of keep an eye on here. But it still has an opportunity for things to kind of change a little bit. but one thing is for certain, it's going to be cold, and that's the aspect of it that probably gets overlooked some, is because I mean you're going to get this snow down there, and that in itself can help produce cold weather. But you're getting the Arctic air on top of that, and it's going to help produce. It's going to be really cold along the Gulf Coast there. Now, further north here into North Texas and southern Oklahoma, where I do the majority of my forecasting here, we probably, like I say, outside of snow flurries, that's it. This weather pattern doesn't favor snow here. It's too suppressed to the south here for us to get snow. So what we're looking at here is just more cold weather, cold, dry weather here. And I'm talking about we may get above freezing on Sunday. Chance we may not even get out of the 20s on Monday there. And Monday, and then we start to see a bit of a rebound in temperatures as we get into Wednesday of next week. But until then, very, very cold. Hope you have your pipes wrapped up. You're certainly going to need to have them wrapped up at this point in time across the deep south. So, all right. Well, thanks for watching my video here on my social media platforms. Remember to subscribe on my page here, follow, like, whatever it is you need to do so you can get these weather updates. Remember, we do weather after dark most of the time, Monday through Friday, and that's a lot of fun. It's a weather-related show, but it's not all weather. It's a lot of fun stuff. We do crazy stuff. Myself and Cameron Lindsay here, we act like fools sometimes, but it is a lot of fun. It's not just weather. You get to ask us a lot of questions, a lot of interaction on that. That's live. Well, that's about it for right now. Thanks again for watching, and be looking for my updates as we get into Sunday and Monday of this week.